In 2008, a guy in Zimbabwe literally needed a wheelbarrow of cash just to buy a single loaf of bread.
Why would a nation with top-tier printing presses turn its people into billionaire beggars?
They printed banknotes worth $100 trillion, and it still wasn't enough.
You might think the ultimate fix for poverty is just printing cash and giving it to the poor.
Well, you are dead wrong, because that is the fastest VIP ticket to burning down an economy.
Hitting the print button can turn a thriving nation into an absolute pile of ashes overnight.
So why exactly does giving people free money end up making everyone drastically poorer?
To understand this, we must strip away the jargon and look at the raw mechanics.
Our entire economy is balanced on a giant seesaw held up by two opposing forces.
First, let's talk about what money actually is, because it has zero intrinsic value.
Think of all physical goods in your country, from apples and shirts to cars and houses.
This total pile of stuff is a fixed physical pie we all share and consume every day. Money is simply the paper ticket you use to claim your slice of that physical pie. When the amount of tickets perfectly matches the size of the pie, prices stay stable.
The economic brain of any nation has one massive main job, keeping this seesaw perfectly level.
But what happens when the government plays hero and prints double the amount of tickets?
They hand these fresh bills out to the poor, thinking they just solved the wealth gap.
Here is the truth. The actual amount of goods in the warehouses did not increase at all. You just doubled the number of claim tickets floating around the market chasing the same goods.
Suddenly, everyone holds a massive stack of cash and rushes to the store to buy bread.
The shop owner looks at this massive crowd and instantly realizes a simple law of nature.
Money is now incredibly abundant, which means it has become exceptionally cheap.
What does the smart business owner do to protect their limited stock of physical goods?
They trigger a value coup by doubling the price of bread to absorb all that extra cash. You didn't get richer, you just have more paper to buy the exact same old stuff.
This is the core secret of inflation that nobody tells you on the evening news. Inflation is not about goods magically getting more expensive out of thin air. It is about the purchasing power of your hard-earned money being ruthlessly diluted by the entire system. Every time a new bill rolls off the press, your existing bills lose a tiny bit of value.
It is exactly like pouring a gallon of water into a bowl of soup to feed more people.
Sure, everyone gets a bowl, but the actual nutritional value of that soup is gone.
The government didn't create new wealth, they just sliced existing wealth into thinner pieces.
Guess who gets hit the absolute hardest when this silent tax wipes out purchasing power? It is the exact same poor people they were trying to help with the free cash handouts.
Their savings evaporate overnight because the cost of living skyrockets to match the money. The seesaw crashes down, destroying the middle class and trapping everyone in panic.
You can print all the paper you want, but you cannot print real, tangible human productivity.
Let's drop this mechanism into a real-world scenario at your local grocery store at 8 a.m.
The government just deposited $10 million into the bank account of every citizen.
You walk into the shop with one simple goal, buying a carton of milk for your kid.
But the second you open the door, you see 100 people holding the exact same cash.
The scarcity index for basic goods shot through the absolute roof, and panic is setting in.
The owner sees his warehouse emptying out and immediately hits the ultimate defense button.
He aggressively raises the price of that milk carton from 20 cents to $20.
Right there, your $10 million is suddenly only worth what $1 million was yesterday.
Your real purchasing power just plummeted to the bottom of the barrel while you stood there.
But the nightmare doesn't stop there, because now we look at the inflation chart at 5 p.m.
Poor spent all their new cash, and the store owner is sitting on a mountain of bills.
He takes that mountain of cash and goes to the factories to buy his raw materials.
The factories see the cash flood coming, so they double their wholesale prices to protect stock.
The deadly doom loop is now officially locked in and spinning completely out of control.
Print money, prices rise, money loses value, people get poor, and the government prints more.
You are hopelessly trapped in an illusion, running on a treadmill moving way too fast.
Every time you get a raise, the price tag on the shelf jumps up to swallow it whole.
How does a nation actually get rich without relying on this toxic printing press trap? To save the poor sustainably, the economy must hack the system using two specific steps.
Step 1 is activating the productivity filter instead of blindly pumping cash into streets.
The government must invest in tech and education so people can bake a much bigger pie. When the goods in the warehouse multiply, the value of every single ticket naturally goes up.
Step 2 is controlling cash flow through the central bank to create massive, deliberate financial friction.
By raising interest rates when cash floods the market, they suck excess money back into vaults.
This stabilizes your purchasing power and buys the economic brain enough time to recover.
Poverty is not about how many pieces of paper you have stuffed inside your wallet today.
It is entirely about how much real, tangible value your nation actually produces for society. The money printer is just a measuring tool, not a magical wand that can fix broken systems.
Tonight, when you look at your cash, you know exactly where its true hidden value comes from.
Don't let fake numbers fool your brain, and click the video on the right to uncover more secrets.
Hit subscribe right now to keep decoding the hidden mechanisms that run our entire world.